Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Nan Ross on the live line. Nan, what's up? What's going on today, Nan?
Hey, Don. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right. So I hear you got some good news for us about manifesting some things here, right?
Yeah, everyone wants to talk about money. How to
Yes.
increase that
And
cash flow.
it's interesting because I was talking about money earlier. Talk about somebody on the same wavelength.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so
So,
what you got going on for us, Nan?
so when it comes to money, the first thing is having an understanding of your money relationship. I
Okay.
think people bypass that. They figure that if they work harder, work longer hours, that they can be able to attract the money. But actually, that's not necessarily true
Okay.
because there's times where I've worked harder, worked longer hours, and still struggle financially until once I got into the energy healing and the law of attraction, um, it's a totally different ballgame.
That's when everything
So,
changed.
yes, that's what I realized that, some of our money beliefs that we have is not true. So let's say, for example, you have this money belief that, like I mentioned, you have to work hard or you got to be able to save money, or not to say you can't, but having money might be white privilege,
Right.
so only based on the color of your skin or social class that you're in to be able to attract the money, which is not true. Money is nothing but energy. It does not discriminate. Money is only going to attract or come to you is when you have an understanding and a relationship with money. So that means we have to go back to our childhood because because the age of 0 to 7, we're in this alpha state. So we're soaking in everything that goes on around us. So if your parents or someone's parents um, struggle with money, and you saw that they was arguing about money, you probably see your mom cry, or you see your dad frustrated, and he's working all these hours. You picking up their energy, you picking up their emotion.
Right.
So as you get older and you get out to the workforce, you're going to have this limited belief based on your surrounding and based on your parents.
Right. So you know what the next question is?
What's the next question?
How do how do we reset that subconscious record, that subconscious playbook that's been set up in our consciousness that we've been playing over and over and over for years? How's that reset?
Yeah. Well, one of the techniques that I use in on the session is write down maybe a money story, right? So you can say, based on what I was saying, my mom struggled financially, or my mom was a single mother and she worked 2 jobs, and I used to see her tired, right? So that's a story, right? So what is the emotions that you saw that you could kind of feel, because kids can feel emotions like crazy. We all can, but they're more receptive to it. What was the emotion? Was she angry? Was she crying? Was she sad? Was she depressed? She said, okay, my mom, single mom, struggled financially, and she was always tired, and she was depressed. Now, if you go back using the NLP technique, if you go back and revisit that scenario, once you remember that and you go through the scenario, you are going to start to feel emotions somewhere in your body.
Okay, just going back really quick. NLP, describe to the listeners what that is.
So that's neuro-linguistic programming. So basically, is learning the understanding the language from our body, and that's where our emotions comes in. Because remember, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you feel. So that's why when they said about the whole law of attraction, if you think about what you want to manifest is going to manifest.
Right.
That's half true.
Yeah, that's
because you can think that you're going to be rich. You're going to say to yourself, I'm wealthy, I'm rich. But subconsciously, if you don't believe it,
that's it.
Then you're not going to manifest it.
Right.
So whatever emotions that you are feeling, and you can even go back, there was one client I had, and she talked about her car being repoed. And it happened a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
So I realized that she had like an emotional trigger. So I said, okay, I want you to actually go back and relive that moment. So she went back and she was describing the moment and she started crying. And crying is a form of releasing energy. And she felt it in her lower back. When she actually revisited, she started feeling the emotions again, and she started feeling like discomfort in her lower back, right? So that's where that blockage is at, because lower back, lower area, first to three chakras, most of us are blocked. And your first one is your root chakra, which is survival. So that's where we store in our digestive system. That's where we store all of our anger.
Yes.
That's our anger. That's our resentment. That's our, guilt. So that anger that was sitting there, I had to help her clear it. And sometimes it could be painful, but when you go back and you revisit, feel and understand the language that your body is telling you, and you have a self-realization like, okay, now I know how that specific incident affected me. And she was holding on to that in the last 2 weeks or so. Imagine if you don't revisit that, and years will go by, years will go by, years will go by. So anytime she would see a bill or she didn't have enough money, automatically it's going to send a signal to your brain, and it's going to go through this neural pathway, and it is going to search through all the memories that you had, and that the emotion is very close to it. So that's why some people have that emotional trigger where they could be cool, they'd be fine, and then all of a sudden, when they hear some news, they just flip out.
Right.
Where some people will call them bipolar. Hell, I think everyone's bipolar. Because the energy, for real, because the energy around us, if we don't learn how to protect ourselves and clear it and cleanse ourselves from any type of low vibrational energy, it could weigh us down.
Yes, that's right.
Same with money. If you don't clear what happened in the past, it's going to continue to weigh you down.
Right.
So once you clear that energy, and what you do is, because part of my session is to put you in an alpha state of mind. So it's a guided meditation where you're going to be completely calm and more relaxed and get to the alpha state where you can be more receptive. Because anything you take out, any negative energy you take out of your body, you got to replace it with positive energy. Because if you don't, you're going to feel dehydrated. You're going to feel lack. So when you add, and we start adding the positive, a new money story, because what you want to do is create a new one. So that belief is from our parents. That belief could be from someone that you've been with, and they were constantly complaining about money. You're picking up that energy. So you thinking, sometimes some people, they might behave a certain way or they might have a certain feeling, but they're not quite sure where that feeling or that energy is coming from. You ever get that feeling sometimes?
Yes. Yeah, like I'm picking it up, like I'm picking it up from someone else. Right, exactly.
You go to the grocery store, and then you come out, and you might feel drained or exhausted.
Yeah, or a thought comes into my head. I'm like, where did that come from? I'm like, I'm not even thinking about that.
Yeah, that's that collective consciousness, and you picking up other people's energy. So clearing those negative or that self-limited belief, that the way you was raised or what you think. Like, the way I was raised was that you go out and do the ministry work full time. It's not about you going to college. It's not about you making money and becoming rich. You're only supposed to serve God. You cannot be rich and serve God.
Right.
That is not true. That is the belief system that our parents gave us, and we can't be mad at our parents because that's the belief system that they got from their parents. And it trickles down to your ancestors. So that's the reason why I feel personally, that's the reason why African Americans, especially in our community, that we still don't feel satisfied financially because we have all this energy that really is not ours.
Right.
And then there's some people who actually learn how to build a relationship with money and respect money instead of holding on to money. When you hold on to money and don't want to use it, that's what money it recycles. It doesn't stay in one place. It's not meant to stay in one place. You're supposed to give, and then you receive more. You give, and you receive more. So when you kind of hold it in and say, okay, I'm going to try to save it for a rainy day, that's just like you saying, well, something is going to happen. That's what you're saying. You save for a rainy day. You know what? That rainy day is going to come.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because a lot of us go through this, but we don't even know what it is. We know we know that there's something going on there, but we don't know exactly what it is. And I was just playing a piece, how to overcome fear. And
yes,
exactly. And it's deep and it's underlying, and most of the experts say it's like you have to face it. I mean, whatever you fear the most is important for you to face it, because it's important to just rewrite how you do things and to do things that challenge you.
Yep. Remember that video that you sent me last week from, what was that guy's name? Dan Pina or something?
Oh, yeah. Dan Pina, whatever. Yes.
Yeah. Now, this
Dan
man,
Pina.
he got a mouth. Like, it's like, woo.
It's like a trash can.
Okay, but he made sense. He makes a lot of sense. And what he was saying is, he would tell his clients to do something scary every day.
Right.
And it makes sense. Because once you're scared, that could be, you could be scared of heights, or you could be scared of, whatever. Just do it. If you just do it, you're going to overcome that fear.
Right. Exactly.
And when you overcome that fear, what it's going to do is anytime you strip or you overcome a certain emotion, it's just like peeling a layer of onion off.
Right.
So once we start peeling those self-limited beliefs or those emotions of anger or fear or scarcity or lack, when we start stripping one layer at a time, automatically we're going to go from you know, being at a lower vibration when it comes to money, and then it increases. Your vibration is going to come up because now you have taken away, released any type of blockage, especially when it comes to pertaining to money.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think too with the whole debit card and everything is card. You know, we don't have cash in our hands anymore like we used to, right?
Exactly.
So make it a habit of 1 week. You know, when you get paid, you know, take out your spending money, right? So take out, let's say your spending money budget is $100, right? And you go to the bank, you take out $100, smell that money, feel that money. You're reconnecting.
That's so important. That is so important, doing that every time
Yep.
you get paid. And I discussed some things that wealthy people do, and I was explaining to all my listeners is that this is a wealthy person teaching us. This is not somebody who's, you know, trying to get wealthy. And this is what this is, you know, and they gave like 10 things of what a person should do on a regular basis. And that was one of them. Having some
Yep.
cash in your hand or in your pocket. Pay yourself first.
Yep. But I also learned through, I was watching a video for Deepak Chopra, and he said, if you're supposed to have more money coming in than going out, right? So you can probably get that raise, you can get that promotion, you're making more money, right? So automatically what people are going to do, they're going to increase their lifestyle, right? So at the end of the day, once they increase their lifestyle and they get certain things, because they feel that they have to have a material thing to show other people that they have the money.
Right.
And technically, when you are doing it for someone else, that's like losing a connection in a relationship with money.
Say that again.
You're losing the connection in the relationship you have with your money. It's just like any other person. If you was in a relationship with someone, right, and you did not put in self-care, self-love for yourself, but you put all this energy out to the other person, and then you sit here and you're like, damn, why my relationship is not working? I'm doing everything I was supposed to be doing, but nothing's working.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are resonating in lack. You are so afraid that person's going to leave.
That's it.
That you're doing everything out of your power to prevent that from happening.
Just
staying with money.
That's right. Just giving it all, like Crazy Eddie. Just giving it all away.
Yes. Yes.
Giving your power away.
Yes. And then, you know, especially being as a parent, too, you know, when your kids get older, especially become teenagers, oh, my God, they get worse. Because they're always asking. And as a parent, you know, I wanted to raise or want my son to feel comfortable, like, if you need something, we live in a life of abundance. Now, if you need something right now and we don't have it, don't say you can't afford it. Don't say you can't get it. You just say, I'm just waiting for the right time. Because the words that come out of our mouth that we can't afford, I don't have enough, those words are lack. That means if you would sit there and you would say to yourself, I can't afford it, and you would sit and you're quiet and you're calm. And when you say, I can't afford it, pay attention to how your body feels, where the energy is going.
Yeah.
If you feel contracted, like the energy is coming in, then that means that you believe that statement is true.
Right.
But if it expands out, then whatever statement you said, that's not really true. It's false. So we want to get into the habit of paying attention of how our body feels and where our energy goes to tell us, because sometimes we don't know subconscious. I mean, subconscious we know, but consciously we may not know. So that means we have to go back and revisit some of those, those bad or some, stressful money situation and deal with it. Say, okay, all right, I'm angry about what happened, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new one. So it's about bringing in a new feeling when you go back and you reprogram your subconscious mind.
That was my next question. I was going to ask you, what are the 3 steps that it takes for you to regain a connection with yourself and with not just money, but just getting in control of your life, period?
So start reminiscing on things that you're grateful for. Gratitude is the highest form. Gratitude and love, the highest form of energy. It's high vibrational. So let's say, for example, you're in a financial bind, right? So you go back and you say, okay, where is this coming from? Okay, now I know where it's coming from. It's not my energy. It might be my parents, or it might be my ex-husband or ex-wife. That's their energy. I'm going to clear it and completely just clear it. And then what you want to do is go think about the time where money was involved, where you accomplished something. So yes, you bought that Mercedes-Benz. Hey, what did it feel like when you walked in and after you go into 2 hours or 3 hours of getting that car loan and they hand you the key? How did you feel? I felt excited. I was so proud. You know what? Then go back and revisit that. Bring in that positive energy. Bring that in and then say, okay, things are going to be okay. I'm going to figure out how to get it done. Or don't worry. There's not much you can do. So if you take your focus off of things you don't want to focus on, it will open up the energy where the universe is going to provide what you need in mysterious ways. It could be the weirdest ways, but hey, we can't judge that, right? Because, like I mentioned, the universe is infinite possibilities.
That's right. And a lot of people get caught up in just one way. They say, oh, yeah, I'm going to play some lottery tickets. The universe could it could be an inheritance. It could be a business. It could be anything.
Yes. That means you're limiting yourself on how you're going to be able to make that money. Like when it comes to the lottery, like I said, it's 1 in a million chance. I know some people who have used law of attraction to win the lottery. It's how it's where your vibration's at. So let's say you want to win the lottery and you want to win, let's say $2 million, right? Well, if you ain't making close or half of that, you have to bring yourself to a vibration high enough to attract $2 million or $300 million. That's why some people, they win a lot. They'll probably only win 1,000 or 100 because that is where you are vibrating at the time.
Okay. And to bring the vibration up, it's going to take some gratitude and some meditation. It's going to take any form of higher or high emotions. It's going to take your thoughts. It's going to take reprogram your thoughts of having this new money story. Like, you know what? I'm going to make $100,000 a year. Or, you know what? I'm going to buy that car. Or, I don't know how, but I'm set on this car. So what do? You start looking. Because at the last step is action. You got to take action. So let's say you want that car, or you say you want that promotion, or you want that income. Well, what is it going to take for you to get it? You got to look for the car, right? Even though you don't have the money, you got to look for the car. Because when you start looking for the car and you start saying, I want the seats, I want the red trim, I want, all these amenities. Right now, you are building
a new reality. And if you visualize it, you in that car and it smells good, so you using all your sensory perception to create this new reality, it will manifest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nan Ross. I'm playing I'm a hustler in the background, but we hustlers of the mind.
That's what's up. You know, you don't hustle anything. Hustle and put in energy on things that you lack, things that need some improvement in your life. If there's a money issue, that means you got to go back and you have to figure out what you could do differently.
All right, Nan. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Nan Dale Ross. Dropping
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, Nan. You're always welcome here on the Basis Show.
And don't forget to go to nandaleross.com to sign up for the Unblock Money session. It is free. And I'm only doing it for another week because when I was doing it, it was more of because this is going to eventually turn into a course, and I wanted to do certain different modalities when I was working with these clients, and got some really good response. So I'm happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nan Dale Ross. Go to nandaleross.com. This is the Basis Show. Nan Dale Ross, thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you for having me, Don.
Okay, good night.
You have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen,